All right, everybody, welcome aboard. Here, Michael Cohen with you on Sports Talk Nation. You know what time it is? It's time to do our predictions for the 2025 NFL season. We're going to do the Giants first, then we're going to do the Jets. We're going to go through the schedule in just a minute here as the season is just days away. It's again, as I said before, it's hard to believe the season seems like it always kind of sneaks up on us, and here we are. What are my thoughts about the Giants as we get ready for this 2025 season? I'll say this. This entire season for the Giants is about really one big story. What's going to happen with the quarterback position and how the season's going to play out based on what happens with the quarterback position this year. Yes, the Giants are stout defensively. Okay, they have one of the top defensive lines coming into the 2025 season. Talking about guys, as I said before, Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns and Bobby Okereke and Kayvon Thibodeau. Tremendous depth on the defensive side of the ball. They have a tremendous talent at wide receiver in Malik Neighbors. And look, Wendell Robinson, Darius Slayton, certainly guys that are going to play a big part in this offense as well. But it's all about the quarterback because they're going to start the year with Russell Wilson. And then the hope is, if all goes well for the Giants, there's two roads to go with this. One, either Russell Wilson has a renaissance season and somehow the Giants upset some teams, and they get to the playoffs this year with Russell Wilson as quarterback, and Jaxson Dart never takes the field. That would be ideal for the Giants because, hey, look, you give your rookie quarterback, who a lot of people think, needs some time to develop, give him a chance to sit there and learn from a guy who's a borderline Hall of Famer for an entire year. Not a bad thing. On the other hand, you could go like this. Let's just say that the Giants kind of hanging around, but have a couple of bad losses during the course of the year, then decide, okay, you know what? It's time. Ownership wants to see this kid go out there and play. Our front office wants to see him go out there and play. Let's put Jaxson Dart out there, and let's just say the Giants are sitting there in November, 4-5, 4-6, probably not going to make the playoffs. Dart comes in there, plays fairly well, and the Giants finish with a fairly respectable record. And then you can say, okay, we can build upon this moving forward to 2026. Those are the two roads of success that the Giants can hope for going into this year. Of course, the bottom can totally fall out. Let's just say Russell Wilson struggles. Jameis Winston comes in. He doesn't do much better. Let's say somebody gets hurt. And then Jaxson Dart gets in there and gets exposed and doesn't play well. Then you have a total mess on your hands. And then who knows what's going to happen. A lot of this, of course, predicated on the success on what the future may hold for both Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen. One would think that when you make some of the changes the Giants have made, and there's really a sense of kind of a renewed culture a little bit with the Giants coming out of training camp, that maybe Daboll and Schoen will return in 2026, but I think it really depends on how successful this season is going to be. Again, this is a team that has a lot of talent. I think they're going to be in games this year. I think they're going to have a chance to hang around in this NFC. And I'm not saying they're going to win. They're going to hang around the NFC East. I still think Philadelphia, certainly the cream of the crop there. Washington is a team that, of course, coming off the NFC Championship appearance last year, I think could take a step back. But I think they're certainly going to be very much a second place team in this division. Dallas, I think, is a mess. Even before the Micah Parsons trade to get him out of the division and off Dallas, I thought that Dallas was going to be a bad team this year, and now it's pretty much confirmed that they're going to be a bad team this year. So let's go into this. Let's take a look at our schedule. The NFLPerry.com, and they have a pick'em page, and here's this nice layout here. As you see, they give you the entire schedule. So week 1, the Giants, of course, will be taking on the Washington Commanders. I think this is a tough spot for the Giants. I think they'll play well. I think they're going to be in the game, but I'll give Washington the victory. So an 0-1 start to the year for the Giants. Then the Giants hit the road again, second straight week to Dallas. As I said, Cowboys are a bit of a mess, right? Traded Micah Parsons last week to the Green Bay Packers. They got a new head coach, Brian Schottenheimer. A lot of people thought that, what the heck's Dallas doing? What's Jerry Jones doing? I don't know what the hell he's doing. And therefore, I think the Giants have enough to pull out the upset week 2 in Big D. They'll get to 1-1. Then in come the Chiefs. The Giants finally return to the Meadowlands' first home game of the regular season. And who do they play? Well, they just play the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, that's going to be a hang. That's going to hang an L right there. It's going to be a loss for the Giants to be now 1-2. In come the Chargers. I think this is kind of one of those swing games. One of those games that, if all goes well, and if you're going to have a good season, you pull out the victory against the team that is going to expected to be very good this year. Tough spot for the Giants. It is at home, 1 o'clock. You think that would favor the Giants against a team like the Chargers, but Chargers are just too talented. Right now, on paper, with Justin Herbert and company, Jim Harbaugh, the head coach, I'll take the Chargers. Giants fall to a tough 1-3. 1-3, but a tough 1-3. Week 5, at the Saints. I like the Giants. The Saints are a disaster. And then this 3-week stretch is going to be interesting when the Giants get Philadelphia twice and then the Broncos in the middle of that. I like Philadelphia on the road. I know it's another loss for the Giants at home, but it's a short week on a Thursday night. I like... So the Giants are going to end up losing at home to Philadelphia. Then they continue on this road trip to Denver. Week 7 now against the Denver Broncos. Giants are now a 2-4 ball club, and they're going to Denver against Bo Nix and the Broncos. Broncos are going to have a lot of high expectations this year after the playoff season last year. I do think the Broncos will take a step back this year, but do I think the Giants now win a third straight game on the road compared to losing 3 games at home to start the season? I don't see it. I think the Broncos probably win this game. Giants are now sitting there at 1 or 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here comes week 8. Giants are now going to Philadelphia. They have now lost a couple in a row. I do think Philadelphia will sweep the series. Giants will now sit there at 2-6, and at that point in the year, this will get interesting. Do the Giants at this point make the change to now Jaxson Dart after Russell Wilson struggles? That's going to be the question. Let's assume they do make that change, and you're going to week 9 against the 49ers, a game that they're going to be then heavily underdog against. I'm going to say the Giants pull out a victory against San Francisco with Jaxson Dart. A stunner, I know. But then they get to 3-6, then at Chicago to take on the Bears. I don't know what to make of the Bears this year. I really don't. We'll see. A lot of people like what's coming here. New head coach, of course. We'll see what happens here with Caleb Williams now for a second straight year as a starting quarterback. That as a game that's a tough one to pick. I'm leaning towards Chicago, but I'm going to take Chicago. I'll take the Bears. That's a tough one. I could go the Giants with that one as well. So right now we have the Giants sitting there at 3-7. Now in come the Green Bay Packers into Week 11. Packers could be on fire at this point in the year. You take a look at the Packers' schedule. There's a good chance you could make the case that Green Bay could be 8-2 by this point in the year. And we'll see. That's another team that has high expectations. Second straight year, Jordan Love is the starting quarterback. They're going to be neck and neck with Detroit all season in the NFC North. Giants again at home. Can they pull off another upset at home when no one expects them to? Why not? Giants get the victory, stunner over the Green Bay Packers will get them to 4 wins. At Detroit Motor City, week before Thanksgiving, no thanks. Giants take a loss there. Now, on the road at the Patriots. The Giants have now lost 4 straight games on the road, according to our schedule here. What's going to happen against the Patriots and Mike Vrabel? I like the Giants to take the victory against the Patriots on a short week. So the Giants go into the bye week with 5 wins, a late bye week in early December. Come out of it, you take on the Washington Commanders again. Could the Giants pull off the upset? We'll see what happens. No, sorry, not going to happen. Giants right now sitting there with 8 losses, 5-8. Actually, 5-9 with 3 games to go. Not likely getting to the playoffs. Probably limited at this point. Week 16 against the Vikings. Like the Bears, like the Chicago Bears, I don't know what to make of the Vikings. Vikings, of course, have a total change. J.J. McCarthy now the quarterback after missing all last year with the injury. It was the Sam Darnold show last year in Minnesota. That was a stunner that they were that good last year. I think the Vikings take a major step back this year. I do like the Giants in Week 16 at home. Week 17 at Las Vegas. It's Christmas week. You got lights all over the place. It's fun. in Vegas. And, of course, Pete Carroll now is the head coach in Las Vegas. Will Geno Smith still be the quarterback out there? I don't know. Tough spot. I could see this game going either way, but guess what? I got a Giant upset victory. I got a win. Giants going to get a win on the road in Las Vegas on Christmas week. Then finally, Week 18 against what I think will be the lowly Dallas Cowboys at this point. And we'll see what happens. I do like the Giants to end the season at 8-9. So not a bad season. 8 wins, 9 losses. We'll see what happens as far as who stays, who goes. It's a building block year towards 2026 for the Giants. But that's our record right now. 8 wins, 9 losses for Big Blue. So leave your thoughts below, folks. How do you see this season playing out for the Giants? And like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time.